As a rock icon, Mick Jagger is known not only for his explosive stage presence, but also for his tumultuous personal life. Between his fame, career, and fatherhood, he has faced his fair share of challenges, from complicated relationships to intense legal battles. But did Jagger accept all of his children from the start? And what caused a DNA test to change the story completely? But perhaps we should look into the root of these scandals. Love life. Mick Jagger is not only a rock legend, but also one of the most charming and romantic symbols in the music industry. His life is associated with passionate love relationships, marriages, love scandals, and even famous breakups. In the 1960s, when Mick Jagger was still a young artist on the way to conquering the peak of fame, he had a romantic relationship with Chrissy Shrimpton, a beautiful British model. She is the sister of Jean Shrimpton, one of the most famous supermodels of that decade. Their relationship was passionate, but also had many fluctuations. Chrissy once revealed that when Mick Jagger's career began to flourish with the Rolling Stones, he became more distant and cold towards her. Ultimately, the relationship did not last, as Mick was drawn into the world of fame, parties, and other women. After breaking up with Chrissy, Mick Jagger quickly entered a new relationship with Marianne Faithfull, an English singer, songwriter, and actress. Marianne was not only a lover in Jagger's life, but also a cultural icon of the 60s. Their relationship was not only a love affair, but also full of artistic colors. The two experienced the golden years of the counterculture movement together, mingling with the lavish parties of the artists. Marianne was even the inspiration for Mick Jagger to write the song Wild Horses, one of the most famous ballads of the Rolling Stones. However, this relationship was not without its dark side. Marianne Faithfull fell into drug addiction, and Jagger's turbulent life gradually pushed them apart. In 1970, their relationship ended in regret. Marianne later shared that Jagger was a great lover, but life with him was too harsh and stressful. In 1971, Mick Jagger surprised the world when he married Bianca Perez Mora Macias, a Nicaraguan actress, model, and social activist. They held a lavish wedding in Saint-Tropez, France, with the participation of many famous stars. However, their marriage quickly fell into crisis. Bianca later frankly admitted this marriage was over before it began. The main reason was Jagger's infidelity. Just a few years after the marriage, he was continuously discovered to have extramarital relationships with many other women. In 1978, Bianca filed for divorce, officially ending the 7-year marriage. She later turned her attention to social work and became one of the most influential human rights activists. After his failed marriage to Bianca, Mick Jagger embarked on a series of short-lived relationships. However, in the late 1970s, he found lasting love with American supermodel Jerry Hall. Jerry Hall was not only a world-class model, but also known for her stunning beauty and strong personality. She and Jagger had a relationship that lasted nearly 2 decades, the longest of all his relationships. They had 4 children together and seemed to have built a stable family, despite Mick's fame. In 1990, Jerry Hall and Mick Jagger held a Hindu wedding ceremony in Bali, Indonesia. However, the marriage was not legally recognized under British law. Things started to fall apart in 1999, when Jerry discovered that Mick Jagger had a child with Brazilian model Luciana Gimenez Morad. This was a huge shock to her. Unable to bear it any longer, Jerry Hall decided to leave Jagger, ending their nearly 20-year relationship. Later, Jerry Hall married media billionaire Rupert Murdoch, while Mick Jagger continued with new relationships. In addition to long-term relationships, Mick Jagger also had many short-term relationships with famous people. Carla Bruni, before becoming the First Lady of France. Carla Bruni was a supermodel and was rumored to have dated Mick Jagger in the 90s. Angelina Jolie. There were rumors that Jagger pursued Angelina Jolie in the early 2000s. Sophie Dahl, another famous supermodel, was also rumored to have had a relationship with Mick. But perhaps Jagger's most controversial relationship was with Loren Scott, a talented fashion designer. The two were together for 13 years before she chose to leave in 2014. Loren Scott's death was a huge shock to Jagger, who fell into a long period of depression and grief after her death. Mick Jagger, a rock legend with a glamorous life, but behind the spotlight, he also faced dark corners in his personal life. One of the most controversial stories is the relationship between him and his first daughter, Karis Jagger. Why can a father keep a distance from his daughter? What made him change? And how did the journey to be recognized as Mick Jagger's child take place? The forgotten child. From a young age, Karis Jagger grew up in an environment completely separate from the glamorous world of the Rolling Stones. She did not enjoy the usual privileges of the children of rock stars, but instead had a quiet childhood with her mother, Marsha Hunt. Marcia, a famous actress and singer, was a beauty icon in the 1960s and had a passionate but stormy relationship with Mick Jagger later in the decade. However, when Karis was born in 1970, their relationship ended, and Jagger refused to publicly acknowledge his daughter. Unlike many other children of famous stars, Karis was not welcomed by her father from birth. When Marsha Hunt became pregnant, Mick Jagger showed no enthusiasm or intention to bond with the unborn child. Even after Karis was born, he firmly denied paternity and made no move to acknowledge her. This left Marsha to raise her alone, without any stable financial support from Jagger. Without receiving recognition from her father, Karis's early years passed quietly, without the presence of Emma's father. She lived with her mother in England, away from the limelight and media attention. Marsha Hunt, despite being a strong woman, still faced many financial difficulties when raising her daughter alone. Faced with this situation, she decided to pursue a legal battle to claim rights for Karis. The legal battle between Marsha Hunt and Mick Jagger lasted nearly a decade, attracting great attention from the public and the media. It was not only a lawsuit about financial rights, but also raised questions about the fatherhood of one of the world's most famous rock stars. Marcia Hunt's demands in the lawsuit include requesting Mick Jagger to publicly acknowledge Karis Jagger as her biological child, requesting Jagger to provide sufficient financial support to support and provide a decent life for Karis, and demanding Jagger's parental responsibility not only financially but also mentally and physically, and to be present in her daughter's life. Mick Jagger, when faced with the lawsuit, did not accept it easily. Initially, he refused to acknowledge his daughter and asserted that he had no legal obligations to Karis. He also sought to delay the proceedings by hiring top lawyers to protect his interests. At that time, DNA testing was not as common as it is today, but the court ordered Mick Jagger to cooperate in determining his blood relationship with Karis. After many delays and attempts to avoid it, Jagger finally agreed to take a DNA test. The result is undeniable. Karis Jagger is indeed Mick Jagger's biological daughter. Faced with this clear evidence, Jagger could no longer deny his responsibility. The British court ruled that Mick Jagger must recognize Karis as his legitimate daughter and provide financial support for her. However, despite having to fulfill the financial obligations according to the court's decision, Mick Jagger still had no connection with Karis for many years after that. He only fulfilled his legal obligations without showing any signs of care or affection for his daughter. The legal battle between Marcia Hunt and Mick Jagger that lasted nearly a decade was not only a fight for rights, but also left deep mental scars for both Marcia and her daughter, Karis Jagger. Although the outcome was in Marcia's favor, when the court recognized Karis as Mick Jagger's legitimate daughter, the arduous journey had a huge impact on both mother and daughter's lives. from financial and media pressures to psychological trauma that is difficult to erase. Marcia Hunt entered the legal battle with a single goal: to win legitimate rights for her daughter. Although she won the legal battle, in reality, that did not mean an easier life for her. During Karis's early years, Marcia had to shoulder the responsibility of raising her child alone without any companionship from Mick Jagger. As a single mother, she faced many difficulties, from balancing work and finances to ensuring her daughter had a full and happy life. In addition, the legal battle with one of the world's most famous rock stars has pushed Marcia into the public eye. The media has been constantly following her and giving mixed opinions about her. Some people support Marcia, saying that she is just fighting for her daughter's legitimate rights. However, many people accuse her of exploiting Mick Jagger's fame to make money and gain attention. Those harsh criticisms have become a heavy psychological pressure on Marcia, forcing her to be stronger than ever to protect her daughter from malicious rumors. Born in special circumstances, Karis Jagger did not have a peaceful childhood like other children. Although the court recognized her as the legal daughter of Mick Jagger, that did not mean that she received love and care from her famous father. During her childhood years, Karis grew up with only her mother's care, while her biological father remained completely distant. She did not have close moments with her father, did not have times when he took her out, or simply listened to him tell her bedtime stories. Not only that, Karis also had to witness her mother struggling to gain her rights. Those years certainly left deep wounds in her soul. Having a child grow up in the rejection of her biological father can create complexes and sadness that are difficult to overcome. Karis not only lacked material things in her early years, but also lacked recognition and affection from her father. It is a fact that even when Mick Jagger changed his attitude and became closer to her, he could not completely erase the wounds of the past. Although Mick Jagger eventually changed and tried to rebuild his relationship with Karis, what happened in the past was still a wound that was difficult to heal. Karis grew up without a father figure during the most important period of her life. Those wounds were not only emotional, but also affected the way she viewed family relationships and the bond between parents and children. However, it is admirable that Karis did not let the past shape her future. She did not become a victim of circumstances, but instead chose to rise, becoming an independent and strong woman. Despite her imperfect childhood, Karis still built a meaningful personal life, based on herself and not on the reputation of her legendary father. However, over time, Mick Jagger seemed to change his views on his first daughter. As Karis grew up and began to build her career, Jagger began to appear more and more in her life. One of the most notable moments that marked the change in the relationship between father and daughter was in 1992, when Karis graduated from Yale University, one of the most prestigious schools in the United States. Jagger was present at the graduation ceremony, which was seen as a sign that he truly recognized his daughter. Since then, the relationship between father and daughter seems to have improved. When Mick Jagger went through difficult times in his life, especially after the death of his longtime girlfriend, Ren Scott, in 2014, Karis was one of the children who was there to comfort and care for him. The image of her holding her father's hand at Ren Scott's funeral moved the public because it showed forgiveness and family unity despite years of separation. While Mick Jagger's relationship with his first daughter Karis has been fraught with legal drama, the story of Lucas Jagger, his son with Brazilian model Luciana Gimenez Morad, is quite different. Lucas Jagger. When Lucas was born in 1999, the event immediately attracted global media attention. Unlike the 1970s, when disputes over children could drag on due to a lack of clear evidence, in the late 20th century, DNA testing became an important tool for determining blood relationships, and in Lucas's case, A court-ordered DNA test quickly confirmed that the boy was Mick Jagger's son. This event not only clarified the father-son relationship, but also led to a series of legal consequences, especially regarding the issue of alimony. At the time of Lucas's birth, Mick Jagger was still married to supermodel Jerry Hall. However, the news of his illegitimate child created a huge shock. Jagger's fathering of a child with Luciana Gimenez Morad not only became the focus of the press, but also directly led to the breakdown of his nearly two-decade marriage to Jerry Hall. Jerry Hall, who had been with Jagger for 22 years and had 4 children with him, finally decided to leave him when she discovered the truth. The divorce between the two dragged on, and during that time, Lucas Jagger's rights were also discussed. Although Luciana Gimenez Morad did not make much public about the legal issue, the international media closely followed the developments of the case, showing the level of influence of Mick Jagger, not only in the music industry, but also in personal financial matters. After the disputes, Mick Jagger and Luciana Gimenez Morad reached an out-of-court settlement, according to which Jagger would fully provide financial support for his son. However, unlike his initial estranged relationship with Karis, Jagger showed more interest in Lucas. The boy appeared more often with his father, attending major events, and even appearing on some Rolling Stones tours. This shows that Jagger, despite being a rock legend with a busy schedule, still makes time for his youngest son. If Mick Jagger used to avoid being a father to Karis, then, when it came to Lucas, he had a different attitude. Along with the development of society and changes in personal views, Mick Jagger gradually accepted the responsibility of being a father to all of his children. In interviews, he shared that having many children with different mothers helped him learn to balance his personal life and career. Lucas Jagger, with his handsome appearance, inherited from both his father and mother, quickly became a familiar face in the media. Unlike many of Jagger's other children, Lucas grew up in the public eye and has not shied away from his father's fame. He regularly shares his life on social media and appears at major events with Mick Jagger. Looking back, the differences between Karis and Lucas's stories reflect the evolution of Mick Jagger's approach to fatherhood. From past legal battles to publicly acknowledging his children, Mick Jagger has been on an emotional journey. While he continues to pursue his legendary music career with the Rolling Stones, there's no denying that his children have given him a different perspective on life. Lucas Jagger may not be Mick Jagger's first child, but his arrival marks a new phase in his approach to fatherhood. And that's what makes the story of Mick Jagger and his youngest son such a remarkable part of the rock legend's colorful life. His personal life has been filled with controversy, especially legal battles involving his children. However, over the years, Mick has made significant changes in his approach to fatherhood and has gradually built a stronger relationship with his children. So, what is Mick Jagger's current relationship with his children? Can he heal the wounds of the past and become a closer father? Let's explore Mick Jagger's journey from years of separation to bonding with his children over time. Relationship with his children today. He has a total of 8 children with 5 different women. Despite periods of separation and legal disputes, especially with his first daughter Karis Jagger, Mick has now made significant changes in his parenting style and maintains a close relationship with all of his children. Karis Jagger, Mick's eldest daughter, with singer and actress Marsha Hunt, was born in 1970. Although their relationship started on the rocks, Mick has since made efforts to mend things with Karis. He attended her graduation from Yale University and regularly spends time with her at family events. Karis was notably there for Mick during his grief over the death of his long-term girlfriend, Ren Scott, in 2014. They have since rebuilt a stronger relationship, with Karis becoming an important part of his life. Jade Jagger, born in 1971, is Mick's daughter with his first wife, Bianca Jagger. Although her parents divorced when she was young, Jade maintained a close relationship with Mick. She grew up in an artistic environment and became a famous jewelry designer. Unlike Karis, Jade grew up with her father's full recognition and often appeared with him at major events. Mick has always been proud of his daughter's career and has been present for her important milestones. In 2014, when Jade became a grandmother at the age of 42, Mick Jagger officially became a great-grandfather. Despite being a non-stop rock star, he still tries to maintain his role in the multi-generational family. Mick Jagger had 4 children with model Jerry Hall, who lasted nearly 2 decades: Elizabeth, born 1984, James, born 1985, Georgia May, born 1992, and Gabriel, born 1997. Elizabeth and Georgia May both became successful models and actresses, regularly appearing in top fashion magazines. James, like his father, pursued a career in music and film. Gabriel, Mick's youngest child, with Jerry, led a more private life, but maintained a good relationship with his father. Although Mick and Jerry's marriage ended in 1999 after a scandal with Luciana Gimenez Morad, he maintained a close relationship with his children. At many important events such as fashion weeks, film premieres, or major concerts, Mick was always present to support his children. Lucas Jagger, born in 1999, is Mick's son with Brazilian model Luciana Gimenez Morad. Lucas's birth caused a huge scandal, leading to the breakdown of Mick's marriage to Jerry Hall. However, unlike the previous controversies surrounding Karis, Mick quickly recognized Lucas as his son after a DNA test confirmed their blood relationship. Although Mick's relationship with Lucas's mother was once full of tension, he still maintained a close bond with his son. Lucas often shared pictures of himself and his father on social media, showing that the two had a close relationship. He also attended many performances of the Rolling Stones and spent time with his father on trips. In 2016, at the age of 73, Mick Jagger unexpectedly welcomed his youngest son, Devereaux Octavian Basil Jagger, with ballet dancer Melanie Hamrick. Devereaux's birth marks a new chapter in Mick's life as he enters fatherhood at an age when many people are already grandfathers. Unlike his previous fatherhoods, Mick seems to be more attached to Devereaux. His girlfriend, Melanie, often shares warm moments between Mick and her son on social media. Recently, on the occasion of Devereaux's 8th birthday, Melanie posted happy family photos, showing the care Mick has for his youngest son. Despite having had tense periods with some of his children, especially Karis and Lucas, Mick Jagger has proven to be a father who is constantly changing. Today, he maintains a close relationship with all of his children, appearing at their important milestones and spending time with his family despite his busy schedule. At 80, Mick Jagger is not only a rock legend, but also a responsible father, grandfather, and even a great-grandfather. He once admitted that having many children of different ages and personalities helped him learn to balance career and family. It can be said that although his personal life has been full of ups and downs, Mick Jagger has now found a strong bond with his children. What do you think of Mick Jagger's journey to fatherhood? Can a busy man with a legendary career balance fame and family responsibilities? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you and see you in the next videos.